So delighted to be joined on the Star Sport podcast today by Ardfield Soccer's Peter Barrett to discuss this weekend's Beamish Cup semi-final. Ardfield play against Drina Rangers as part of a Skibbereen double-header. Ardfield and Drina Rangers face off at 2 p.m. and at 11:30 a.m. you have Clonakilty Soccer Club against Bunratty United. A brilliant weekend in store for the Beamish Cup. I suppose, first of all, Peter, you're just off the back of a quarter-final win over Spartak Moscow 3-0 last Monday evening. Or I suppose the mood in the camp is on a high, I'd imagine, after that. And your cup run overall, like 5-3 winners over Barrett, 4-3 winners over Domanway too. Ardfield's on a roll.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Match. Yeah. Look, it's a very exciting time, I guess. We've maybe maybe struggled a little bit more in the league, I guess, but we've really kind of targeted this Beamish Cup run, from early on. Our coach Johnny Lawless had it kind of circled, I think, and so it's really something that we all kind of focused on. Um, Really tough first round game against Namamwe, which we were winning kind of comfortably. We got tight in the end. That was a huge moment for us, really getting through that, and I suppose that really gave us the belief then to think that we can mix it with with anyone, I guess. And onwards then to another tough game in Sparrow, which we came through, and then on to Monday night as well, which is a real battle. We took an early lead. Spartak went down to 10 men as well. But you know what it's like, cup quarter final. It's yeah, it was a tough battle. It was a tough battle out there, but we defended well. We kept our discipline, which for a young team like us, on that kind of occasion was very important. And held out. And obviously Paul Haddon then, who's our goal machine up front. Got a brace there, and then Sean Lawless finished off with a great goal at the end. So safely through to the semi-finals, and yeah, it should be a great occasion now on Sunday. Looking forward to it.
And you talked about the cup being more successful this year than the league campaign. Has the cup been a
Mm.
welcome distraction for the league season? Like in the cup, you seem like a different team.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, look, with the league side of things, again, just to go back, we're a young team, so I suppose, last year being the first year back, I suppose we're learning a good bit, in that respect. So yeah, I suppose it's really just something that we have focused on. I suppose earlier on, we didn't have the best start to the season, I guess. And I don't mean that maybe our hopes of promotion kind of had gone, at that point. And so I guess like the cup was really something that we were, that we all, kind of talked about and said, look, we can really give this a go. We know that when everyone's there, when we have a good squad put together, like there's a lot of confidence within the group. There was certainly no, inferiority complex or anything when we're playing anyone. So we're confident if we get, our full squad there, we'll give anyone a really good game. So yeah, it looks going to be really difficult on Sunday. We're under no illusions as to the tradition and the name that Trina have. They're probably the most consistent team in West Cork over the past 20 years. So they're used to days like this. It's nothing new to them. But look, for us, as I said, we're a young team. And yeah, I think we'll just all go out and enjoy it. It's nice to be involved in a game like this, and yeah, we certainly nothing to lose, and definitely none of the pressure is on us.
You talked about there that it's a young team. There's not much pressure on you. Drina Rangers being one of the most historic teams, obviously in West Cork. Does the underdog tag kind of suit you to the ground a bit?
I think so. Absolutely. I mean, like if you take the games we've had to date, the Beamish Cup, I suppose certainly that the Manway game starting off, like I think if you asked, anyone in West Cork going into that game, if you looked at our league position, maybe the Manway thought they'd have an easy run of it. So, I think it definitely suits us. As I said, there's certainly not that lack of belief within the group. Like we know that if we've got our 11, we've got a great squad of fit, with probably 18, 19 people. If we have everyone there, we know we're really strong. We have a great bench as well. I mean, competition for places is fierce. A lot of guys playing. Who like it's a real battle. I mean, I started the last day. I didn't start the previous two Beamish Cup games. We've had a little bit of suspensions. Like it's such a tough team to make. But I think that that drives us all on. But no, it's certainly being an underdog. Look, yeah, look, again, that's the way we're going to look at it this Sunday. Everyone is expecting Drina to turn up and get the job done. And so yeah, let's see what happens. We're certainly not afraid.
And you look at the tradition that the Beamish Cup has and all that, and the numbers and the probably media attention that it gets in West Cork as well. I'm guessing it must be an absolute privilege to be part of a doubleheader this Sunday in the semi-final of this competition.
Yeah, for sure. Like I mean, like obviously the game beforehand, Clan and Bunratty, obviously, Clan being, kind of, I suppose, well, local rivals or local kind of big team around, being involved in a double header like that. Sure, that's why you get, that's why you play, I guess. For myself, I hadn't played, in the West, West Cork League, probably, going on 8 years or so. So it was only last year when I joined up again. So, to be involved in days like this again is, it's a huge thrill. And so no, it's something now, like, really looking forward to the weekend. I'd like, again, like, huge credit as well to a lot of people. Johnny Lawless, I guess, first and foremost, for getting, being the main man really, and getting the group going again last year, setting up that team. That's not easy. That takes a lot of hours, a lot of work behind the scenes. So, and it was a slow process. We struggled last year. It was a big learning process for a lot of guys who hadn't maybe played this level of soccer before. So, I think it's just rewards for Johnny and for Sean Lenihan as well, has been a huge help as well this year to us. And obviously, I'm behind the scenes, Hugh O'Reilly's, big club man always. So, I think those three, deserve a lot of the credit, to set up an occasion, like we have on Sunday.
And you mentioned Johnny Lawless as well, and the belief that he has given you over the past few weeks. It's interesting. We did an interview with him in the Southern Star a few weeks ago, and he compared you to Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup, that underdog mentality, and you always have the belief that you could beat top level opposition. How much belief has Johnny given the group?
Yeah, no, and like, to be fair to Johnny, he's always extremely positive about our chances. I guess even for me being a bit, probably the oldest guy in the team, I guess when you do start cup runs like that, like, like I said before, that, we'd have a lot of belief in ourselves. We've a very, very good team, but, you do ask yourself those questions. If you're down, the kind of bottom of the first division, and you draw a big team like Demamba, you do probably ask yourself those questions: are we good enough? But to be fair to Johnny, remember that when the draw was made, he instantly said, "Guys, we can do this. We can beat them Amway. We can give them a shock." He really had a kind of circle. So, that feeds through to the group then. And yeah, it so happened. I think we were 4-1 up on the Amway at one stage, with them getting a couple of late goals to make it look a bit closer. So, we really kind of had a great performance that day. So. So no, it's hugely important, and he's really believed from day one, that we can go all the way in this. We're starting to and look, having an occasion like Sunday now, it's all set up. So let's see.
And you mentioned as well that Johnny and a lot of people like Hugh O'Reilly, for example, as well behind the scenes, did a lot of work in getting the club back up on its feet again. I guess like between 2016 and 2023, the club didn't compete in the West Cork League. You were last in the Premier Division in 2013. So is this Beamish Cup run a sort of an indication that Ardfield are on the way back?
100%, 100%, match. That's a big thing, for all of us. For me personally as well, being, from Dunmore here, like it was really disappointing not to have a team, and also, like, being down the bottom of the division, being, kind of seen as, almost kind of, I don't mean laughed off, but like people are like, our Artfield are finished and all that. So, I'd say people even, probably didn't even realize we still had a team maybe starting again last year. So to be back in the map, to be back involved, I know locally as well, just have that bit of buzz, that bit of excitement, for people, I suppose for a lot of local people as well. Yeah, the soccer team is back, and as I said, probably why we're very lucky is how young the guys are. They're, really, like, young group of lads. So, hopefully, this group can stay together, for the coming years. And if they do, I've no doubt that, they'll be able to achieve something very special. So, that's the hope. And yeah, sure. Sunday.
And you mentioned the young group that you have as well. The majority of the team is under 25 as well. Does that indicate that Ardfield have an exciting future ahead too?
Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely. And again, like, like it's really been a squad effort. There's I was saying, there's huge competition for places. Obviously in the cup run we've had, Paul Hannon up front has been incredible. With the goals he's got. His goal machine, to be fair to him, Connor Toomey up there as well. It was fantastic. The Lenihan brothers, midfield have been a huge, addition to our team as well. All over the pitch, really. I could go on and on. I could name the whole team, really. We've really, have an exciting young group, and so yeah, really just about keeping these guys together. And as I said, the one thing that struck me about all of them, all the guys who came in this year, as well as the guys who are in there, is just their lack of yeah, they just have absolute belief in themselves. There was never, never going into a game did I ever kind of get any kind of sense of nerves from them or anything like that. It was all just like really positive and bring it on. So that's kind of been our attitude. So like we'll go in there on Sunday, hopefully be a good occasion. And we certainly won't be scared of Drina. As I said, 100% of the pressure is on them. Everyone expects them to get through to the final. So yeah, we'll certainly give it all we got. So really looking forward to it.
You mentioned the final as well, or the semi-final coming up against Drina. What would it mean for the people of Ardfield or the people of Ardfield Soccer Club, obviously, to reach a Beamish Cup final this year?
For sure, yeah. Look, especially with soccer and all that, in our field, we've been lucky. We've had great success, more recently in GA circles, with St James's. So that's been a huge, it's given a huge, uplift to the local community. Um, so yeah, like I guess probably, being from more, of the soccer side again, it'd be lovely to do that equally on the soccer side. As I said, going back, that kind of 10 years or so, you've been a really proud tradition here, in Ardfield. As I mentioned before, we made two Beamish Cup finals in 2005, 2009. So, and some great guys involved there in the past. John Miles was our coach back in those days. He had some stalwarts like Super JD O'Mani, JD O'Donovan rather. You had Michal Manny, Walshy, we had a huge group there, Conor Hegarty. So like to be back, for those guys, Conor Rule as well was a huge part of things back then. So like for them to be messaging you over these last couple of days, and I suppose I was the one guy, myself and my twin brother Niall were both involved then. So to still be playing and to be part of days of this again, was great. So, hopefully now on Sunday it'll be some of the community might make it up to Skib and it'd just be nice to give put Ardfield soccer back in the map.
Should be a brilliant double header in Skibbereen. Obviously, the main event being obviously Drina Rangers against Ardfield, Clonakilty, Bunratty being a good game to watch as well. I would recommend anybody to go to the games if they are available. Look, Peter, thanks very much for your time, for coming on the Star Sport podcast. Best of luck on Sunday against Drina Rangers, and yeah, Ardfield on the rise.
Yeah, for sure. Don, thanks very much. Thanks for having me. So no, yeah, as I've said many times, really looking forward to Sunday. It's going to be a great occasion. So yeah, onwards and yeah, we'll certainly give it a go anyway. So let's see.